In this lesson we're going to look at index law 3 and also the zero power law. So index law 3 says that a to the power of m inside a brackets to the power of a number or n is equal to a to the power of m times n. So we retain the base but we multiply the indices. Alright, well, let's give this one a go. X to the power of 5 inside brackets to the power of 4. How are we going to go about doing that? Well, this is simply written x to the power of 5 times 4. So it'll be x to the power of 5 fours are 20. And that would be our answer. Alright, well, how about this one? Give this one a go. Put the video on pause and come back when you're ready. Well, how did you go? I think it's important to remember that this is 4 multiplied by t squared to the power of 3. So we can write that as this. 4t squared times 3. And that would be 4t, 2 times 3 is 6 to the power of 6. And that would be our answer. Alright, well, let's look at the zero power law. The zero power states that any term raised to the power of 0 will always give us 1 as long as our base is not equal to 0. Alright, well, let's look at example A, B, C and D. Give each one a go, put the video on pause and come back when you're ready. Well, A must clearly equal 1 because 4 to the power of 0 is equal to 1. What about B? Well, this one is exactly the same. We have a negative number raised to the power of 0. Therefore, this one must also equal 1. However, C is slightly different. We have a negative over here, but we cannot include that negative in this term over here. So we've got 4x to the power of 0. So 4x to the power of 0, that has to equal 1 with a negative in front of it. So we've got equals negative 1. Now D is slightly different again. However, this section over here is very similar to this over here. So the answer for this portion is going to be minus 1. But when it comes to this over here, only this pronumeral is raised to the power of 0. 2 isn't raised to the power of 0, only the pronumeral. So 2 stands where it is, multiplied by pronumeral to the power of 1 is going to be multiplied by 1. So that is going to be 2 times 1. And 2 times 1 is equal to 2, subtract 1, the answer would be 1. Alright, well now I'm going to combine index laws 1, 2, 3 and also the zero power to solve this little problem here. Put the video on pause and give it a go. Come back when you're ready. Alright, I'm going to use index law 3 to start off with, and index law 3 allows me to multiply these indices out. Okay, so I'm going to have x 2 times 3 is 6 multiplied by x 3 times 5 is 15 all over x to the power of 7 times 3 is 21. Next, I'm going to use index law number 1, which allows me to add these two index laws together, or indexes together, because we are multiplying. So I will have x to the power of 6 plus 15 all over x to the power of 21, and that gives me x to the 21 over x to the 21. Next, I'm going to use index law number 2 because this is a division. Okay, so I'm going to bring x to the 21 minus 21. And that equals x to the power of 0. And finally, I'm now going to use the 0 rule with x to the power of 0, x to the power of 0 is equal to 1. and that's my answer. Well, I hope that made sense, and that's the end of index laws 2 and the power of 0.